So hey guys, this is a video basically. As you just saw last time, if you watched the previous video, this is a continuation of that. So we're gonna go ahead and test out Itachi, see if it works with the Tailed Beast, the Inazagi passive. After that, I'll test out all of his passives. Not on the Tailed Beast, okay, so it doesn't work on the Tailed Beast. Good to know. So now I'm gonna go ahead and test out his passive, the another passive. I have quite a few, like I said. I have Amaterasu, which is a level 105 passive. I have his other Amaterasu, I think. Tsukiyomi, I think it's called. So I mean, yeah, he has quite a few. Yeah, see, Mangekyo Tsukiyomi. Another one's Amaterasu. So Mangekyo Tsukiyomi, I need six Sharingan and one Itachi's Crow, and the other one is Amaterasu, three Itachi's Crow, and four Itachi Sharingan. So we're gonna go ahead and work on that, change these bloodlines quickly. But yeah, I did the Q&A last video, so I'm more than likely not gonna do a Q&A right now. Um, I just finished up with that, but once again, while I'm here in the beginning of the video, thanks a lot to Scott. He is the reason I got a new banner. He's more than likely gonna be the reason why I get a new what do you call it? Not a new profile thing. If he is willing to work on that. He said he's interested in working on that, but he's got some homework. So I mean, obviously that takes precedence. So I mean, yeah. Come on, give me the crow. Give me the crow. For those of you wondering why I just did that, it still goes randomly through the selecting the bloodlines. It's just making a show of it basically. So we're gonna test out. Is it Mangekyo Tsukiyomi? No, we're gonna test out the other one, which is Amaterasu, I believe. Yeah, here we go. And what it does, it releases Amaterasu to the front row with probability at the end of the round. So anytime that he does anything, he has a chance to release the Amaterasu, causing massive ninjutsu damage and releasing the skill a debuff Amaterasu effect on them. You get a bonus of 7k for ninjutsu attack. If you equip it, you get an extra 7,348 ninjutsu attack plus 720 per level. 5,130 genjutsu attack plus 312 per level. 11,860 HP plus 820 per level. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good skill. It seems to be more of a, which reminds me, I'm actually going to test out Amaterasu, how much damage he does with the Amaterasu, quickly over here. So that looks to be about 1 million, that's nice. We're going to change it back to my favorite being Transcription Seal. And I'm actually going to go ahead and open these. And upgrade to the right. And that's going to upgrade it a little bit. Obviously not a lot, but just enough. So yeah, Amaterasu, we're going to test it out. We're going to see how much damage it does. Probably not the best idea to do this against him specifically, but oh, so it seems to release nearly every turn, which is cool. Every 2 turns or so, which honestly just really adds to his DPS. Yeah, he died. But he did a significantly amount more damage. This seems to be a very offensive oriented skill. As you see, he keeps on dealing 1.7 million worth of damage. So yeah, it seems to be, like I said, a very DPS oriented. So that affects the front row. So if you're lucky enough, he will just continuously go ahead and do that. This could be possibly very useful in the Ninja World War if you overclock what's his name? Itachi. Because since it is ninjutsu attack based, that can be overclocked, which can deal a lot of damage, and then but Amaterasu once again is very powerful. Um, but yeah, the more you overclock it, the more damage it does. and since it has a probability to be used every other turn, the damage potential is quite high. If you watch the previous video when I did a showcase of Itachi with with his other skill, which was Inazaki, he didn't do nearly as much damage as he did right now. He actually wasn't able to take down Deidara, but with Amaterasu, it seems like it's really DPS oriented. Basically, it's a very offensive passive skill. Now, once again, to get the secondary passive, you need 50k gold, which I obviously don't have. Um, so yeah, Amaterasu seems to be very good. The damage also seems to scale with however much you upgrade it here. So I mean, if you get it to level 103, obviously you're gonna deal more damage. But now that we've done Amaterasu, we're gonna go ahead and do the Tsukiyomi Itachi. So we're gonna find it first, actually. Um, 7. Okay, so I'm gonna have to change the bloodlines once again. And bloodline Itachi's crow. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry if my voice sounds weird, but if you watched the previous video, that one was long. And I quite literally took no break. It was maybe a 30-second stop in me speaking, and then right back at it. So, right back at speaking. And if I could get the Tsukiyomi Itachi, that'd be so delightful. The Mangekyo Sharingan, yeah, that's what I meant. See, the computer knew. It knew what I meant. There we go, see? It knows what I mean. So Tsukiyomi. I think the Tsukiyomi is more of a defensive thing, than if, this is more of an off. Oh, no, it's not. With probability to replace normal attack, deal genjutsu damage to back row enemies and dizzy them for 1 round. Hit to take effect. Immune to chaos and dizzy after equipped. Increase ninjutsu attack, 6,240 per plus 220 per level. Genjutsu attack 7,150 plus 512 per level. HP 14,900 plus 720 per level. Hit 10,900 plus 350 per level. So yeah, Itachi seems to be doing a lot of things. Especially once again if you consider him being able to do a secondary passive. The Amaterasu would be able to deal the front row, while the Mangekyo Tsukiyomi would be able to deal the back row. And if there is no back row, it will still deal wherever it needs to be dealt. And since it's Genjutsu based, it seems to be very powerful. So yeah, I mean, Itachi seems to be one of those just cards that's uh, an overall beast, honestly. I can actually see Itachi being able to defeat the Seven Tails just by using this passive in tandem with all of his other stuff. But it doesn't look like it deals quite as much DPS as the other Amaterasu skill. Either way, though, it deals a decent amount of damage, and let's see if he can take on the Seven Tails. Oops, that was the Five Tails. That was the Four Tails. That's the Sixth Path of Pain. Seven Tails. And there we go. So 3 million. Keep in mind this is a probability thing, so it doesn't always, go off. So I mean, that's actually these two passives seem to be very offensive oriented. Once again, the Tsukiyomi dealing the back row, while what do you call it? Amaterasu deals the front row. The only problem I can see is in the Ninja World War because of the Amaterasu debuff that not Itachi, but that Sasuke deals. If it interrupts the Amaterasu debuff that Itachi deals, there could be a conflict of interest basically there. So I would recommend if you're going to be using Sasuke with Amaterasu, I would not put in Amaterasu as a passive for Itachi. But in my opinion, the best one is Inazagi for the Ninja World War once again because it's just a lot easier to use. And it basically makes what's his name not Shisui makes Minato useless against you, powerless against you. There we go. That's the word I wanted to say. But yeah, that's Itachi in a nutshell, basically. Not the strongest, obviously, right now because I don't have all of his items. But yeah, he's 3.3 million worth of CP, which is fairly good. He gets a nice boost if you put in Sasuke with him. So there is that, as you saw that the Sasuke, um, a 60k boost apparently. So I mean, there is that. Which speaking of Sasuke, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Sasuke now. So we're gonna go ahead and equip all of this stuff. Actually, we're gonna leave that ring on Itachi, and we're gonna leave his weapon, but everything else has to go. And we're gonna go ahead and take off Itachi. And yeah, Itachi goes in the front. Like, well, it's obviously Itachi, so I mean that just looks awesome. But anyways, enough of that. We are gonna talk about Sasuke. Now, Sasuke is very important, especially for the Ninja World War, especially with his new item. Now, you may be wondering, why would he be so important? Now, why are the two items that are equipped to him so important? So there's a few reasons for that. So number one, the Sword of Kusanagi is important because of the fact that it has a chance to release an attack. Now this attack is a ninjutsu attack based. For those of you who don't know, um, the unique skill Indora Zero is more or less nerfed, is the best way I can put it here. Uh, because it won't deal a lot of damage, not as much damage as you would expect from the amount of ninjutsu attack that you would put on it to deal. So the skill Chidori, which is not to be confused with the active skill. The skill Chidori from the Sword of Kusanagi Sasuke is very powerful because of the fact that it's not really restrained just like that. It's not restrained in the fact that it's not like Itachi. No, it's not like motherfucker. What was I gonna say? Okay, yeah, there we go. It's not restrained like Indara Zero, where the damage is kind of just it's nerfed because of the fact that Indara Zero buffs you up all the time. It's not restricted by that. It deals a lot of damage. And I've seen the random skill that it releases. It's a lot like the Mangekyo Tsukiyomi and the Amaterasu passives from Itachi's. It's included in a normal attack, so it won't interrupt your active skills attacks. So yeah, it's not restrained by damage. Now the Eternal Mangekyo Tier 4. The reason you actually need it for Tier 4 is because it also casts Amaterasu. Now, I'm actually going to show you, just with these two items, he only has 471k ninjutsu attack. Not a lot, honestly. And as you can see here, he has 189k hits and such, but watch how much damage he does against Seidara. So, 1.3 million worth of damage, 2.8 million worth of damage, and the Amaterasu debuff, 716k. Um, and the katana 4 million worth of damage. So as you can see, it's in tiers. His unique skill only dealt 1 million, whereas his Chidori dealt 6 million, well 3 million. His uniques his yeah 3 million. His yeah, it's all very DPS based. It was a few turns and Sasuke did lose right now. But he nearly killed Deidara, whereas Itachi, who we saw was very intensive in damage, still was able to deal, um, was barely able to kill Deidara because of the amount of HP that he has. The reason Sasuke is so good is because he is DPS in this game. As you see, 7 million, 16 million, and then the debuff was 3 million. Keep in mind, all of this can be doubled with Orochimaru, and if you do it right, you can actually overclock Sasuke. So I'm actually going to go ahead and have it like this, Indra Zero, all of this, and we're gonna see how he does against the Seven Tails, basically. Seven Tails, and the debuff and the secondary attack after his actual attack is from the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan item. And yeah, as you can see, the debuff is dealing 1.3 million worth of damage, and we're just gonna go forward basically. 2.7 million, I believe. Yeah, 2.7 million worth of damage. What was that? 3 million? 3.7? 3.2 million worth of damage. Okay. Huh. 4.5 million worth of damage. Interesting. And there you go. He soloed the Seven Tails. Yeah. There as you, and once again, Orochimaru can double this. So let's see. Let's check this out. See how this goes. Wait, wrong one. Fuck it. Let's see if he survives or he can do anything. Pretty sure he's gonna die. Well, they're both gonna die, but I'm actually kind of curious to see what Orochimaru does. Yeah, he dies too. And Seven Tails once again, and here we go. Amaterasu, 9 million worth, 900k worth of damage debuff. 900k, and once again, as the battle goes on, he gets stronger and stronger. And keep in mind, this is not even my strongest Sasuke. Very, this is a very little, a small amount of ninjutsu attack that I have on him. And he is destroying the Seven Tails, and he just obliterated the Seven Tails. He did it by himself, and he can do it with Orochimaru. Now, keep in mind that I can actually add in Conan's Ring, tier 4. That adds in another 100k worth of ninjutsu attack. Let's go to get the Zetsu items, actually. So we have Zetsu Sandals and Zetsu's the Hashirama cells. Let's not forget, where is it? I believe it was on Jiraiya. There we go. The Uchiha armor, and so we have the Mangekyo Sharingan, which adds 60 something K ninjutsu attack. We have the Uchiha's armor, which gives 81k ninjutsu attack. Hashirama cells, which gives another 100k ninjutsu attack. Zetsu shoes, 100k. And then finally, kind of like on a small buff, 61k worth of ninjutsu attack for him, and we have a total of 1.1 million worth of ninjutsu attack. Once again, the Amaterasu debuff is based on ninjutsu attack, so what do you think is going to happen when we go up against the Seven Tails? What was that, 2 million on the normal one? Yeah. 2.5 million worth of debuff, and keep in mind it's until death. And yeah, so I think that was 3 million. Yeah, 3.1 million. And then we have, let's see, 4.4 million. Let's see, 5.6 million, and the Seven Tails is dead. And yeah, he's very, very powerful, basically, and this Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan makes him even more powerful, combined with his weapon, and you have a Sasuke that is insanely dangerous inside the Ninja World War. Now you may be wondering why I didn't use the rope ninja suit, because it really only gives bonuses, and it doesn't give more ninjutsu attack than the Uchiha armor, which is what I'm going for, ninjutsu attack. Could I go higher? ninjutsu attack, definitely. There is an item called the Dust Release, which gives a lot more ninjutsu attack than the Mangekyo Sharingan. And I'm fairly sure there is another item, or eventually there will be another item, which is Madara Uchiha's item, in the cloak version right here. His Sage of Six Paths cloak, I believe it's called. At tier 4, if I recall correctly, level 100, it gives you a good 100k ninjutsu attack. So yeah, yeah, you could definitely do better. But Sasuke DPS monster when it comes to the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. So yeah, that just makes him stronger and stronger. Fairly sure I'm going to be getting to stage 65 regularly now, so that's very good. But yeah, so I showed you a few ways to take down the Seven Tails. I mean, obviously very overpowered ways, but ways nonetheless. Now, I'm gonna try to take on the Eight Tails in the lowest way possible. Basically the most cheapest way that you could possibly do it. Now this does involve overclocking, so Orochimaru is a must and Tsunade is a must. Um, you're gonna want to have Shinobi Wood War Tsunade, simply because the summoning slug will help you out a lot, especially when it comes to damage. But you're gonna want to have somebody who has a lot of ninja taijutsu defense actually. So for me, it would be Diamond Chojiro. So you're gonna have him there. The way that you want to set this up is basically have Orochimaru go last, Tsunade anywhere before Orochimaru. Then you're gonna want to have a sealer. Chojiro can actually fulfill this requirement. You can just have him go like this. How to make a liberation. That seals one enemy for 3 rounds. You can also have who else? Nagato. If you have Nagato, quite honestly, you don't even need Chojiro. As long as Tsunade can constantly keep on healing herself from the taijutsu damage, you're fine. You can more than likely just 3-man team this guy, the 8 tails. Don't do that for the 9 tails because the 9 tails does have fire debuffs and those fire debuffs will kill you. But Nagato, what he does is essentially make it so any sort of ninjutsu attack against you is non-effective. Only for the front row as far as I know, but it's still very effective even against the tailed beast. I'm not going to be using Nagato because obviously he is not cheap. But we're going to have Chojiro because I figure a lot of people do have Diamond Chojiro. Another sealer that's very cost effective, you can have the human path, if I recall correctly. The human path, what he can do is seal, reading memory, seals for 3 rounds. So you're going to actually want to stagger the seals, quite honestly. What I mean by that is that, for example, the human path will be sealing from the very beginning. Chojito will not be sealing from the very beginning. After 2 rounds, Chojito will be sealing, and then if you really want to be safe, just go ahead and add in Sakura for more health to heal Chojito, and then just have a another healer basically. Not another healer, another sealer. Either with a well, for me, I don't have zero fury anymore. I start with a good chunk of my fury. So that's not really gonna work, but who can seal? Um Hinata should do. Let's see. Keep in mind that the 8 tails is very vulnerable against taijutsu damage, so I mean, which means I'm gonna have to go ahead and do this and equip this. So as far as I can tell, I'm only gonna be doing not doing, but putting as little effort as I can in making my cards very powerful. Obviously, they'll have bonuses either way, but my cards will be as weak as possible. They will only have the items that are absolutely needed to ensure this is a success instead of just a failure. But yeah, that's it. That's it, really. That's all they're gonna have. Hopefully this works. It may not actually, but hopefully it does. we're gonna go and we're gonna equip. The Yin Seal would actually be very good for Sakura, unless you want her to do DPS, then do Unrivaled Strength. But what this strategy is centered around is the fact that Tsunade can overclock if she goes before Orochimaru. Now, the sandals are useful, but they're not needed. So this is very luck based also. So what the Slug Scroll does, it releases a skill called a unique, not a unique skill after you release your unique skill called Unrivaled Strength, and what that does, it does taijutsu damage. Now that in itself is not very special, but what's so special about it is that it transfers ninjutsu attack into taijutsu damage. Orochimaru can overclock ninjutsu attack, and if he can overclock Tsunade, then that means that the taijutsu damage will shoot up into the sky and not be seen ever again. I've actually broken the damage bar with this, but the reason I don't use it in the Ninja World War is because it doesn't work in the Ninja World War. So we have that, we have this, we have our cards ready. Things that are semi-cheap, I hope. Do keep in mind for this strategy to work, you do need a level 105, whatchamacallit, Sakura and Tsunade. You only need a purple card, Orochimaru. I can actually change that now that I think about it. Come on, Orochimaru, let's see, where are you? You just need his ring. And there we go. Weakest I can get them, which is still a lot stronger than most people, but it's something. Keep in mind, I do have a lot of collections. I do have a lot of other stuff. The Tailed Beast. I can probably take those off, but I don't particularly want to because there's a chance that my game will freeze, and I don't want to make a third video, basically. So as you just saw, Chojito has been healed. She's been sealed. He's been sealed. And there you go. So the idea is to constantly seal the 8 tails. You never want to have the 8 tails being sealed, otherwise your whole team will die. But on that happy note, the Tsunade Shinobi World War skin will help you out in keeping Chojito alive. Sakura will obviously help out a lot also, but once again, watch the damage on this, 3.2 million worth of damage. If Orochimaru constantly puts red curse seals on Tsunade, then you're lucky, and Tsunade will be able to one-hit KO the 8 tails after round 10, I believe. No, not round 10, after round 22. But if you're unlucky like I am and Tsunade just got a great curse seal, then you're not going to be able to do anything, basically. So this is very, very luck-based. It's possible because I've done it. Usually I would do it off screen, and I would start the video showing you the one successful try. But if your luck is bad enough, it could take 50 tries, and on the 50th you may get lucky. But yeah, like I said, the idea is to keep the 8 tails constantly sealed. And yeah. I think I forgot to take off one item off of Hinata. Oh, not an item. Okay, I remember what it is. What's happening is her passive. I forgot to take that off. But yeah, that's really all that there is to it in this strategy. Hope and pray to God that Tsunade can overclock nicely, and yeah, pray to God that Tsunade can overclock. For whatever reason, Orochimaru is out of sync now, which is weird. I don't know. Oh, okay, I know why. It could be because I forgot to put a curse seal on him, but oh, that's why Tsunade isn't overclocking. It's because I forgot to put the curse seal of Wrath on Orochimaru, which I can't do because he's a level 1 card. I'll upgrade him in a second, as soon as this battle is over. So there was no chance of me winning this battle because the whole, not the whole formation, but just the whole DPS side of it was thrown off. Orochimaru always has to go after Tsunade, right after preferably. Um, but the way that he's going right now, it makes it so he doesn't do that. Doesn't happen. The Yin Seal bonus is gone, and it doesn't overclock basically. So yeah, either way, as you just saw, Tsunade was dealing 3.2 million worth of damage, which is not enough, not nowhere near enough to take down the Eight Tails, but it's something essentially, is what that is. And we're gonna go to Orochimaru. We're gonna put him on Toad Sage. Normally, I would use this time to do this crossover mines, but I figured I have a responsibility to you guys to do this first. So yeah. And usually my reputation can keep away anybody trying to kill me, but it doesn't always work out that way. So hopefully this time it works. I don't think Tsunade got a Curcio. Shoot. Keep in mind that, oh, there you go, 1.4 million. That's not so bad. Oh, another red Curcio. Sweet. You're going to see Tsunade deal a lot more damage in a sec. Keep in mind you could be on the last turn, and if Orochimaru gets at any point in time a great curse seal on Tsunade, it's all over. 13 million worth of damage. So, I mean, it's gonna stick at 13 million right now with Tsunade, but once again, at any point if Tsunade gets a great curse seal, it's over for you because you basically have to have a perfect battle with Orochimaru giving constant red crucials to Tsunade. Either way, that's like 13 million worth of damage. Yeah, there you go, another red Curcio on Tsunade, and she's gonna deal even more damage. Yeah, I mean, the more ninjutsu attack that you put on Tsunade, the better. But I'm doing the bare minimum here, basically. And there you go, 9.2 million worth of damage. Just another red Curcio from Orochimaru, and the battle should be sealed. But even so, Tsunade's still dealing damage, still doing that awesome amount of damage, and I mean, I have one more chance before to win, otherwise I won't win. Yeah, I'm not gonna win. This battle has been decided. The reason I'm saying that is because you can only release your unique skill a certain amount of times. Now, even if Tsunade manages to KO the Eight Tails in this one, unless she KOs the Eight Tails on this round, then there's no hope for them being able to win. Because the Eight Tails is gonna revive in the second watch after Tsunade kills it. But watch the damage that Tsunade can do. Honestly, this was as close as perfect as you could have gotten it. Only difference is that Tsunade didn't deal enough damage really. And you saw that was I think 50 million worth of damage. Not quite sure. Maybe somebody could tell me in the comments, but yeah, they weren't gonna win because of that stupid tail. Now the tail was only gonna do normal taijutsu damage. It doesn't actually have any skills. But yeah, this is the cheapest way that you can do it. If you want to double your DPS, essentially just put a slug scroll on Sakura, and she'll do DPS also. Um, and yeah, there you go. That's if you have two slug scrolls tier 4 and you equip them to Tsunade and Sakura, and they're both gold or diamond, you have a purple card Orochimaru with Orochimaru's tier 4 ring. You can take on any of the tailed beast as long as you have enough sealers to seal the enemy tailed beast. If you can't do all of that, well, you're gonna have a lot harder time. Really, this is the easiest way to do it in free to play. Basically, because you can get everything for free. It just takes a very long time in certain events. If you're just barely starting out, this would be the best event to get something off of. The tier 4 ring for Orochimaru is essential in this. If Orochimaru doesn't have his tier 4 ring, this would not work. So this is just something that you have to keep in mind. But once again, if Sakura could have had a slug scroll, she could have done the same amount or even more damage than Tsunade, and the battle would have been over basically. But since I don't have a second slug scroll, that wasn't gonna happen. I'm actually gonna save the next slug scroll that there is, but we'll see. But yeah, as you can see, Tsunade is just murdering the 8 tails, doing insane amount of damage during the unique skills. And that's basically the gist of it. It's essentially the same thing with the 9 tails. Only difference is that the 9 tails is easier simply because of the fact that the 9 tails doesn't revive after you kill it. The 8 tails isn't easy per se, but it still deals a lot of damage. And okay, it looks like I'm gonna win this one, hopefully. As long as the next unique skill doesn't get a great curse seal on Tsunade, I'm gonna win this one. Here, just watch. But yeah, like I said, as I was saying, actually, the Ninetales is easier simply because of the fact that he doesn't heal after. And yeah, I just won the battle. Orochimaru gave the Tsunade another red curse seal, which means she's probably gonna one-hit KO the 8 tails. I realize that this is either way, no matter what way you look at it, this is a very high level strategy. But you want to keep in mind that, and there you go, she broke the damage limit. You want to keep in mind that at the 8 tails, at the 7 tails, no matter what way you look at it, you're free to play, you're pay to play, it doesn't matter. You have to be strong at that point. And these are some very, very low requirements. The consumption at the most for the slug scroll should be maybe 5k, 10k at the most. Or just have a gold Tsunade or Sakura. You can grind out Sakura for free. The consumption for Orochimaru's ring, 15k worth of gold, which may seem like a lot, but compared to other items, it's really, really cheap. But yeah, I'd say this is the definitive one for the tailed beast. You can do it on the 7 tails also. I wouldn't recommend trying it on the 6 tails. Simply because you could just use like normal debuffs, and the 6 tails doesn't have that much damage. But yeah. There you go, Kuruma, the 9 tails. Once again, as long as Orochimaru puts red curse heals on Tsunade, this battle will be easy and fast. If he gets a great curse heal at any point on Tsunade, you more than likely lost the battle. As for my luck, as I've seen and learned, really the best position to put Tsunade is in this position right here. It seems like the least amount of gray curse heals that there is. It wasn't just luck that I put Tsunade here, and Tsunade is dealing a lot of damage or getting constant red curse seals. It's because I've done a lot of testing, I've done a lot of stuff, and more often than not, the red curse seals get placed on this card. Obviously, every once in a while you get unlucky and get gray curse seals like I have on Tsunade right now, but that's just the way she goes sometimes. But yeah, see, this is what happens when you get a gray curse seal. Your damage output goes insanely low. So I gotta show up to work in 4 hours. I haven't slept. And yeah, wish me luck. But I'm gonna be uploading the first video first, and then later on I'm gonna be uploading this video. Hopefully, there's that. Oh yeah, that can also happen. Orochimaru can die, and if Orochimaru dies, sometimes he dies because of the red curse seal. Um, it's over for you. Because there's no more DPS. Getting higher. It's just a Tsunade like that. So this is why you need Orochimaru's tier 4 ring. Because it's just needed. Maybe you can go up higher in DPS by yourself, but honestly, the best way to do it would be to have Orochimaru's tier 4 ring, because it just makes it quicker and better, basically. As you can see, she is slowly going up in DPS, but not by a lot. So I mean, if you're very, very lucky and you have a lot of ninjutsu attack, you could probably do it with a Diamond Orochimaru with the Curse Seal passive. But I just wouldn't hold my breath on it, basically. So yeah, see, it topped up at 5.4 million worth of damage. And there you go. This battle is null, essentially. The reason Orochimaru died is because of the Great Curse Seal. If you get a Great Curse Seal, your card has a very small chance to die, and this just so happened to be one of those times that Orochimaru dies. So, yeah, that's about it for this video. Not much else to tell. I think I covered everything. I covered Itachi, I covered Sasuke, I covered the Tailed Beast, I covered overclocking. Well, I didn't cover overclocking. I'll cover overclocking later in a more slimmed down version of it, of the video that I did, like the hour long one. But you have to realize, if I don't explain it properly, you're just not going to be able to do it. And yeah. So once again, that's about it for this video. Leave a like if you liked it. Leave a dislike if you don't. I appreciate you watching. And once again, thanks to Scott for the awesome banner that he made for me. It looks awesome. I'm proud of it. Even though I didn't make it, it was all him. Don't get the wrong idea. It was him. So once again, thank you very much for that, man. And yeah. See you guys tomorrow in a new video.